WTF Wednesday.
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 Welcome, Wascally Wabbits, to Wednesday. What? Wow.
Fun
Exactly.
fact, Wednesday is actually derived from Woden's Day. Wednesday comes from Woden's Day, which is another way of saying Odin. So originally it was a Norse thing because it was Wednesday.
Woden's waving.
Wednesday was a tribute to the god Odin. Fun fact for the day.
He had the raven, right?
I don't fucking know. It was fucking Anthony Hopkins from the Thor movies.
Oh, well, duh. I mean, God forbid we learn anything else from a Marvel movie.
Or it's Ian McShane's character from American Gods, or I guess that's a book first. So, but yeah,
Odin.
He's actually Odin, but he calls himself Mr. Wednesday.
Odoriferous, olfactorous emanations. Yeah.
So Wednesdays we wanted to do.
Sorry. Go
What WTF Wednesday? What the fuck Wednesday? Since iTunes already lists this as explicit, I might as well say it, right?
Say it, don't spray it.
But yeah, so this is another installment of our daily dose of Reclamation minutes or whatever. We're still waiting on you guys.
Need
Come on,
to flip and name these
Where's
for
the
us. Give us
ideas? Something
Yeah.
for the small dose of our podcast where we just do a few minutes a day. We try to keep it to under 10. So far, we've been failing miserably, but that's okay.
That's all right. Well, I think we'll cap it at 15, maybe 12,
Yeah,
depending. Sure. It's smaller than a normal episode. It's like an abridged.
It should be like 10 minutes.
Cliff
like
Notes.
10 minutes is like you can listen to that while you're like blow drying your hair if you have a loud enough phone, or if while you're on your way to work.
If you guys follow Peter McKinnon, it's our version of a 2-minute Tuesday, kind of thing. Not that we're doing any sort of cool, tech stuff, but.
No, we're not teaching you much of anything. But,
so for this What the Flack Wednesday, I came across this article on Slang Social, and it...
yes. What is it, JB?
I read it, and I was like, I literally said, what the fuck? People actually do this stuff?
So true.
So it's Dear Instagram Influencers of the World. It's time to crack open some vinos and have a quick chat. It's basically what not to do on Instagram because it's happening. Some weird shit's happening. So the first thing we talk about,
we'll do the Cliff's Notes of this because it's kind of a long article.
Yeah, it's a long article. So the first one we come across is a bad habit is reckless wildlife selfies, and I was like, what? And then I started thinking like, oh yeah, people getting hit by buffaloes because they wanted to,
That was my original thought, but that's not exactly.
Yeah,
what this
I
is
know.
about,
So people do stupid, reckless things for the gram. You'll see this as a recurring theme throughout this article, and like crazy.
Well, I feel like this what I'm about to say is going to speak to a lot of these. It's bad that people are doing it, but it's worse that these people are influencing other people to do the same stupid shit.
Yeah, because Instagram is the whole like. You're an influencer. It's like
the word influencer literally means you're influencing.
You're influencing people. So if you're doing stupid shit, you're influencing people to do stupid shit. And obviously, all these people who are doing this have been influenced by someone else, or else they wouldn't be doing it because there's not a lot of original thought going on Instagram here.
No, and I mean, I feel like there is a drive to be more edgy and more,
because a lot of these people, and I'm not trying to be negative, but a lot of these people don't have a ton of talent. They're just being famous for being sensational.
Yeah, so we're gonna cover the bullet points that they listed in this article, and I think we agree with some of them and disagree with at least one of them. So.
Yeah, for sure. So
reckless wildlife selfies. What does this mean exactly? Tell me about it.
Basically, it's people like pulling starfish out of the ocean to take pictures with, koalas, the Thai Tiger Temple. You may be feeling business built on, and abusing animals for tourist selfies, like the infamous Thai Tiger Temple, now shut down for being 50 Shades of Terrible. While there are not a lot of stands out there linking Instagram with an explosion of reckless wildlife selfies, the platform itself is taking active measures to educate users about animal abuse.
Interesting.
Yeah, did you know that that Instagram is now even hiding wildlife selfies and informing people who search up hashtags like koala selfie or hashtag sloth selfie that they could be contributing to animal abuse? It's serious, it's real, and you can check it like I did in 2 seconds. Yeah. And it says the little thing that pops up is protect wildlife on Instagram. The little blurb says animal abuse and the sale of endangered animals on their parts is not allowed on Instagram. You are searching for a hashtag that may be associated with posts that encourage harmful behavior to animals or the environment.
if you're at a zoo or you're in the Australian outback and there's a koala in a tree and you want to take a picture like near that tree, that's cool. But like, don't fuck with the koala and like, don't pull the starfish out of the water. Like, don't harm animals to get a cool picture.
Well, and don't endanger yourself. Like,
well, that's another thing. Yeah.
You know,
like,
I mean, that's
look at me. I'm with the toigas.
Yeah, or like a buffalo. Like, that's a 2,500 to 4,000 pound animal. Like,
yeah,
that is very agile and nimble. Yeah, so there you go. There's that one. Don't go out and do something stupid with an animal just for a picture on Instagram or any social media. There,
care about the animals. Number 2, it would be trespassing for the gram. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. You know, people who trespass to get either because they want to get a cool shot. Maybe it's, you know, you got to get into some place to get some cool shot of some special private beach, or literally you're breaking into like a house or something because it's some famous house or some famous property, doing something illegal. A, it's stupid. You're putting yourself in danger. But B, if you're a quote unquote influencer, especially if you influence like younger people, then it's dumb because you're influencing them to do illegal shit, which could get them in trouble. And if some kid is just trying to be more like this influencer and they get arrested for trespassing, like, that's not cool.
Here's something on the flip side of this. So I follow this Instagram account called It's Abandoned. And so apparently in the, photographing abandoned places and videographing abandoned places, there's a code. So they go in, they leave the place exactly how they found it. And it's basically like you go in, it's not necessarily sacred, but you don't take anything. You don't take a thing. You disturb as little as possible. And a lot of these guys in these accounts, you don't know who they are. So it's not like they're influencing. They're just going to show you. Some people, I have this weird fascination with abandoned things. Like,
so do I.
You know, it's like you get like these old theaters and these old homes and, these huge buildings that just people walked away from. So, and typically these guys are trespassing. And A, I think they don't show who they are because they're trespassing. But B, they do it because it's not about them. It's about the place.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, I feel like that's a little bit different than being like, you're not taking selfies in this place.
No.
Look at me. I'm in this haunted house. Look at me. I'm at this abandoned theater and there's a
They're
ghost
doing it
next
for the
to me.
right reasons.
Right. And they probably, I think if you're going to do something like that, you should probably like put some sort of a footnote in there. Like, hey, like, you know, we did this so you could see these places. We don't recommend you, blah, 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 blah.
And they do. And that's pretty much the it's like, we don't recommend you. Yeah. A lot of times they don't even tag the location. They say like, you know, abandoned theater in Michigan or, right. So if you really want to go check it out, you have to put forth the research. You're going to respect the place. You're going to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Rather than,
Yeah, I think to your earlier point, I remember when I used to do a lot of hiking and camping when I was a kid with my dad, like one thing that he always used to stress was, take only pictures and leave only footprints.
Yeah.
And like
exactly. That's a great
place the same or better than you found it.
Exactly. So moving on to the bad habit number 3, epically illegal drone shots. So I happen to be a drone pilot. I have my Part 107. And if you go through that, you realize that there is a lot of rules, and especially in the United States. But if you go to Canada now, like it's like a 2-week course just to be able to fly your regular DJI drone.
Damn.
And there's a lot of places you can't even do it. The rules are so strict. I know sometimes I've seen, and I think it might have been a fake, but like this drone picture of this commercial airplane taking off. It's like, that's a big no-no. You're not supposed to be within 5 miles of an airport.
Yeah.
When you're doing this the right way. Let's see here. A couple of these examples. Just think of the guy who flew a drone over the Colosseum and got arrested, or the guy who flew a drone over the Royal Palace in Phnom Penh, where his drone was spotted by the Queen Mother of Cambodia doing her evening exercises at the time. Clearly, sometimes in the world of droning, common sense and cultural respect is thrown out the window. Well, and this again kind of goes back to our other point of, if you're going to do something right, if you're going to do something for the right reasons, you're going to do it right. So, you're not going to, be over somebody's private property, even though that may be legal. If you didn't take off or land from that private property, you can fly over it. But you've got to be respectful, knowing that, yes, you're not going to get the Queen Mother of Phnom Penh
right,
in her skivvies, like knowing that could happen.
That and like drones kind of creep people out sometimes. I think you should keep that in mind. But also, if you're when it comes to like airports and stuff, like you're potentially like doing something dangerous, and that's like not cool.
Yeah, and they, the action plan is play fair, follow the drone rules in place, or at least the very least, don't publicly post your illegal captured drone footage, which is a good way. I saw a YouTube video of a guy he was doing something in a animal rescue place, or like a what do they call it, conservation area. He put it on YouTube, and a guy from the Forest Service or wherever it was found him at his house and gave him a ticket because they recognized. Yeah, so I mean, there's people out there doing that. This shit's illegal. Just follow the law. There's plenty of apps, and this is just specifically for the drone stuff. Like FlyAware, there's an app called Hover. If you have a DJI drone, it'll tell you like you're in bad airspace, don't fly here. Like just follow that shit because A, you're investing money in this contraption, and B, don't be an asshole.
For sure. Sure. So that brings us to number 4. And it's I think we could expand this out to more than just this term, but it's being a self-proclaimed gypsy. I guess it's a really popular word to use now, like, oh, living the gypsy life because I'm fun, free-spirited, and like to wear braids and travel. But I think it comes down to this, like the word gypsy.
As long as I'm within 10 miles of a Starbucks.
the word gypsy is a fucking racial slur. So like you probably shouldn't use it because it's insensitive and it's nonsensical. It doesn't mean what people think it means. And I think this is go for for a lot of other people. So since I'm part Italian, like I'm just gonna say like I wouldn't be like, oh, living the WAP life, I wouldn't be like or like I'm sitting there eating or like if I'm eating a bratwurst, like, oh, living the kraut life.
Living the brat life.
Well, I was going to say kraut life. Cause
I know. That's like the derogatory for the Germans. I get it. Yeah.
So like this one's just stupid to me, but like just I don't know, be smart.
I don't know. I think Burger King should adopt that. # WAP life.
WAP life.
Yo, can I get a double Whop with cheese?
Yeah, just I think people thinks it means this like, oh, Bohemia, like it's like Bohemian Coachella dream girl.
It's kind of like new age hippie, but you drove there in a G series.
Gypsy is literally it's a group of people. It's a racial slur for a group of people that don't like being called that, unless it's probably them calling them that. And it's just like a lot of other things. It's like using different slurs. I'm not going to go into it. But just, I don't know, have a little bit of sensitivity. I'm not a big PC guy, and I'm not going to go there, but just have a little bit of sensitivity. That's all. It's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, so moving on to the next one, which completely set me ablaze.
This one pissed me off.
Kit cocktail picks and boomerangs with straws. It's like, okay, first of all, do you need to take pictures of your cocktails? If you're going to drink, do it responsibly. Don't, like, broadcast that you're drinking. And this whole straw thing... I get it. You're listening in California. We all saw the video of the turtle with the straw up the nose, and it was very tragic and made me shed a tear. Does that mean that eliminating straws is going to fix the problem? And I'm not trying to get all social justice on anybody or anti-social justice on anybody. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, you can still get straws from Starbucks. You just have to ask for them. It's completely lip service. This is so stupid. So stupid in my opinion.
I mean, I saw something and it was like, it was some city in California. It was like LA or San Francisco or something. And it was just like this just immense amount of just trash, like on the side of the road. And it was like, oh, this no straw thing is really working.
Yeah. And the lids that Starbucks is using to combat this problem have more plastic in them than the original lids.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not a plastic consumption thing.
No, it's not an anything thing. It's one of those things that people make a big fuss over to make themselves feel better, but it doesn't actually accomplish anything. It's like the plastic bag ban. Like, it's stupid. It doesn't accomplish anything. Like, if you want to make a difference, go actually make a difference. But this is not it.
Yeah. So what's our last one here, bud?
Number 6, permissionless photography. I think this kind of mostly applies to people. Like, just watch, like, when you take these selfies that have other people in them, just pay attention to, like, are the other people, like, just background? If they're not, maybe you should get the permission before you just go posting, because, like, you might post a picture of, I don't know, someone doing something. Maybe they just don't want to be in a picture, period. Like, I don't love being in pictures all the time. Or maybe, you get a picture of someone, like, cheating on their spouse or whatever, and, like, maybe that's not a good thing, but it's not your business to out them,
Yeah, exactly. Judge,
or like
Judy, and executioner.
Catch a drug deal or whatever. If you're a detective, that's fine. But like, maybe just kind of keep other people's business out of your shit.
Just do as you would want to be done to.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
You know, it just comes back to respect. I think that's kind of the grand theme of this whole thing, pretty much.
Okay, so how about the casual use of the words spirit animal and tribe?
I think it's just as cultural appropriationism as the whole gypsy thing.
Yeah, if you want to get into it, we did come over to this land and pretty much take it from the Native Americans. So, you know, I mean, however you want to see that, I'm not going to try and get that into an argument.
Again, yeah, and I'm not doing, you know, I'm all about free speech. Like, do what you want, say what you want.
Yeah, for sure. But we're not telling you not to say it, but
if you care about respecting other people, I mean, these are words that are used, you know, that mean a lot to certain groups of people. So maybe, I mean, I've certainly used, oh, that's my spirit animal, like, you know, casually before, but I don't know if I've ever really posted anything like that. But it just comes back to just, you know, think about what you're saying and just don't post anything stupid if you don't want to blow back.
It's more of just on Instagram too. You can say whatever the hell you want on wherever you're at, you know. Yeah.
Well, also think about what you're saying. Like, social media is really easy to take things out of context. So what you're saying might have context when you say it, but the way that you post it, when there's thousands of people or millions of people that can see it, it might get taken out of context.
Basically, don't be a poser.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that a thing? Did I just?
I mean, I don't know if
somebody
used that word, and I think you dated yourself, but I totally agree. So we're gonna run with it.
Well, we're bringing back #bringing back poser. All right, what's the last one here, bro?
This one's all you, dude.
Oh, this is me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't I just do the last one?
No, I did that one.
Oh, okay, then it is mine. Okay, sorry, I'm an idiot.
Sorry.
Okay, selfies with children, especially local ones. And this is just the same one as permissionless photography. Like, dude, have some fucking respect. Like, if you went, I mean, just in general, like, you know, don't put people's kids in your pictures because they deserve the right to know if their kids are in pictures or not. But especially like if you're like, look, I'm doing this great outreach work here, and look, I'm with all these local kids. Like, they're not a prop. They're not a fucking prop. Just like the animals aren't a prop. Like,
exactly.
They're people. So just have a little respect. Act accordingly. Do whatever you want to yourself in pictures. But if there's other people in your pictures, take a second thought about, you know, is this respectful or not of me putting them in this picture, even if they're in the background? So,
well, and here's the thing: if you need to take the pictures for your personal, like you want to remember the trip, great. Mm-hmm. But
yeah,
don't.
Well, this all goes for posting.
If that's the thing, you ask them first, hey, are you okay if they speak English? You know, or get a translator. Are you okay if I broadcast this picture to the entire world? If they say no, be respectful. Don't do it. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, I think that sums up our...
I think so, too.
Don't do stupid stuff on... This has just happened to be Instagram, but it applies to all social media.
Yeah, so this rounds out our What the F Wednesday.
Yeah, What the F, WTF Wednesday.
So thanks for listening.
Be good.
Bye for now.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.